What's up, everybody? I'm Evan of the RPG team. I'm here alone tonight, but that's okay. Mike's enjoying some time with family down in Florida, and the rest of the team, they're a little busy tonight. They're doing some other things, taking care of other life matters. But we wanted to come here and let you know about Aaron Jones and his dynasty outlook now that the draft is over. Draft season is always unpredictable. And this year was nothing less than unpredictable. So, what we saw after an offseason of the Minnesota Vikings improving their offensive line, they went Donovan Jackson in the first round, stud guard from Ohio State, absolute mauler, should be able to take over for one of the guard positions. Hopefully, Will Fries is the other guard. He was fantastic when he was healthy. So this could be a mauling situation with just big guys up front, manning the offensive line, opening up holes for Aaron Jones, opening up passing lanes, protecting J.J. McCarthy, being able to allow him to distribute the ball. This could be one of the most explosive offenses, especially playing in a dome, in the entire NFL this coming season. Kevin O'Connell calling plays as well. We all know what he did with Sam Darnold last season. But now he's got J.J. McCarthy after his pseudo redshirt season. We'll call, officially he was still on the roster, but medically it wasn't quite cleared to play. So now J.J. McCarthy is going to be able to show what he can do, the former first-round pick for the Vikings last year. And Aaron Jones is going to be a great back for him. All right. He did a lot of really good things from a production standpoint last season. We flip over here to Fantasy Pros and look at their website. You see very quickly in the points per game, and you scroll on down to Aaron Jones Sr., 14.2 points per game. Man, if you're getting 14.2 points per game out of your running back, I get it. It's not the elite ceiling, but for the price that you can get Aaron Jones right now, that is an absolute steal. Running backs, you think about in a 1-2 year window. Aaron Jones is definitely that 1 year window. You're not looking to buy him if you are a rebuilding team, but you should be looking to buy him if you're a competing, trying to win a championship. Maybe you were in the playoffs, made a deep run last offseason, and now you're here in the offseason saying, man, I could really use some running back help. I get it. People say wait until the season happens, but as the season starts going, as preseason games start going, and people realize how dominant this Minnesota Vikings offensive line could be this coming season, man, they are going to be snatching up Aaron Jones left and right. All right, now we go over to Dynasty Data Lab to try and figure out dynasty drafts. All right, where is he currently going? What is the investment that you're going to have to put into him in a startup draft to be able to go get him? Oh, would you look at that? RB35, the 136th pick off the board. You look at the running backs around him, Najee Harris. Man, he just got some competition with Amarion Hampton, Bashaw Tootin, Travis Etienne, Tank Bisbee. They're both still there in Jacksonville. Tajay Spears, last time I checked, people were still questionable of the Tennessee offensive line. They did improve a little bit this offseason, but there's still plenty of question marks in that offense. They still have Tony Pollard there and Trey Benson. Man, I want to talk about some hope in a pick and a player right there. Trey Benson is pure hope. Well, if I have a competing team, I'm not trying for hope. I'm trying to score points. And Aaron Jones at RB35 is a screaming value when you start looking at that. So what can we say and start taking away here? Well, now if we go over to Fantasy Calc to kind of compare and see what is that situation actually looking like, go over to our friends over there at Fantasy Calc, use their website, great rankings, great trade calculator. They do a fantastic job, fantastic people. And you see, man, he is right behind Bashaw Tootin, behind Brian Robinson, right ahead of Najee Harris, and Devin Neal somehow is right in that cohort, RB35. So look at that. That matches up almost perfectly with where he currently is going in sleeper drafts. These are money leagues, not actual mock drafts or anything of that sorts where you may get some funky data. Yes, I get it. He's 30 years old, but what does he do? He catches passes. He runs well. He has a plus offensive line in front of him, which let's go over to that offensive line now and be able to show you why I'm so excited for what is potentially to come for this offensive line and for this system over here in Minnesota, playing in that dome. All right, you go back and you see Blake up here. Yeah, I mean, that 57.7 run blocking grade, not great, but what did they do? They went and got a guard in the draft in the first round, and they came in and they brought Will Fries in to be able to compete for a position on that offensive line. You can see he didn't play a ton of snaps last year, so that's definitely something to consider, but they have depth on the offensive line. You move over to tackle, you got Brian O'Neill, and then you got Christian Darrisaw coming back off of injury. We'll see if he's fully healthy for the beginning of the season. So maybe there might be a buy window on Aaron Jones at the beginning of the season if he starts out a little bit slow. But you got two fantastic tackles. And then they brought in Ryan Kelly. Look at that. They brought in a couple Colts offensive linemen. What do we know about the Colts? Everybody loves their offensive linemen. Everybody's thought that the Colts have had one of the best offensive lines in football for many years now. So you start putting that together. You have a plus center. You have a plus tackle. You have another plus tackle. You have a plus guard when healthy. And then you have a rookie that is supposed to be an absolute mauler and was an absolute mauler for Ohio State this past season, leading them to the championship that they were able to do, opening up running lanes for Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson all season long. All of that put together gets me very excited for Aaron Jones. I think he is a screaming buy at this point. In Dynasty, you can trade the 211, 212, or you should be able to in most league formats. In most Superflex formats is what we mainly focus on here. Typically, you're talking a 12-team league, somewhere around that start 10, start 11. Those are pretty vanilla scoring, vanilla starts, number of roster slots, all of that. But 210, 211, 212, 301, somewhere in that range, you should be able to get a deal done. And if you're a competing team, why not give up that second round pick for a high-end RB2 for this coming season for your Dynasty team? If you guys liked this video, you thought it had actionable information, please let us know in the comments. We always appreciate likes. We always appreciate comments. And we even more appreciate a subscribe. All right, we're on our path to try and get to 1,000 before the NFL season starts, before we get into the throes of the season and start bringing weekly content about the NFL season and moves to be making in season to all of y'all. But we really appreciate you listening, and we thank you for your time tonight. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Football RPG Podcast. If you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to check out written content, head over to lastwordonsports.com.
Don't let the goblins get you.